More than a masterpiece, Elden Ring is a return to form for the gaming industry. This review was written by the illustrious Anthony Griffin and put into video form by yours truly. Released in late February and welcomed with record-breaking sales and endless critical praise, Elden Ring's success is no secret. However, if you're still on the fence about whether you should begin your own journey to become Elden Lord, I'm here to share new perspectives for you to consider, so stay tuned to the end of the video to hear more.
Is ruled by great heroes.
Now I've obtained a perspective that can only be revealed after spending months gradually making my way towards the golden, glimmering Erd tree that dominates the skyline of the lands between. Elden Ring is much more than a Game of the Year contender, a stark contrast to the dark, ominous content within the game itself. On a meta level, Elden Ring is a beacon of hope for a gaming industry that has been rife with anti-consumer practices, get-rich-quick schemes, and a lack of imagination.
Erd tree's blessing was disrupted, and eventually the exiled Tarnished found themselves being led once more by long-lost grace.
Elden Ring is an important reminder that excellent games can be financially successful, and I hope the industry takes notice. First, a little background. Despite its objective success, Elden Ring is not without controversy. A vocal minority continues to claim that the game is unfairly difficult, demanding that the developer From Software add an easy mode. Because of this, an Elden Ring review requires context, information about the reviewer. Here are some important details about me. At 43 years old, I'm a lifelong gamer, consistently playing games, researching the industry, and occasionally working in it since the early 80s. That being said, although far from a casual gamer, as self-employed consultant with a variety of hobbies, pursuits, and responsibilities, my time for gaming is limited. I typically tackle one major single-player release at a time, working my way through it until the end, no matter how long it takes. Elden Ring is my first Souls-Bourne game, so I had no prior experience to soften the blow of the game's difficulty. If you can relate to any of these points, there's a chance that you too will enjoy Elden Ring. It's all about how you approach the game. So who is Elden Ring for? Elden Ring is a love letter to the old school gamer, those of us who grew up with classic adventure and role-playing games in a world without instant solutions available via YouTube videos and online walkthroughs. It's a game for those who remember drawing their own maps and taking handwritten notes to find their way through games. As an open-world action RPG adventure, Elden Ring rekindles that sense of wonder from bygone years. In a world of paint-by-numbers, FA open-world games, the lack of hand-holding in Elden Ring can be jarring at first, but if you sit with it, stay calm, and take your time with the game, your old-school instincts will certainly return. But is it too hard? Make no mistake, Elden Ring is incredibly hard. The knee-jerk reaction for many players will be to give up within minutes of starting the game. However, the key for enjoying Elden Ring is to remember its true, non-linear, open-world nature. Just because you see an imposing enemy, that doesn't mean you can or should take it on. If a boss is consistently beating you down, go explore other parts of the game's massive world. Not only will you gain precious runes, rewards that serve as both experience points and the game's currency, but you'll also find new items and encounter mysterious side quests that keep you entertained and develop your skills. Before you know it, you'll be ready to take on that intimidating boss. And even if that fails, the developers have included layers of organic ways to manage the game's difficulty. You can summon AI-controlled spirits to aid you in battle. If that's not enough, you can leverage the game's multiplayer system to enlist the help of other, more experienced gamers. With the right combination of players, it's possible to take down the game's most challenging bosses. I was able to complete the game in 93 hours, playing solo with spirit summons whenever I could, but never hesitating to call for human help when I felt overwhelmed. The best part is that I was able to complete the game with hardly any grinding or EXP farming, less than an hour to be precise. Game respected my time, and my entire experience with this game was substantial and engaging throughout. So much so that after the credits rolled, I dove right back in for more. A rarity considering my busy lifestyle and my ever-growing gaming backlog. Are there any downsides to Elden Ring? I played Elden Ring on a bog standard PS4 and still found the game to be a technical masterpiece. The vistas of the lands between are breathtaking, with surreal colors and imagery that can only be found in masterfully crafted fantasy worlds. Even if you don't have the latest and greatest hardware, you'll marvel at what you see.
So join with players from other worlds.
That being said, frame rate and enemy draw distances leave room for improvement. The game targets 30 frames per second, but often dips below that during intense battles. When viewed from afar, enemy and NPC animations can flicker and stutter. However, and thankfully, combat always flows smoothly, enough when it should. When enemies are within range of your melee or ranged attacks. Overall, these are minor gripes, especially considering I'm playing the game on hardware that's been around for nearly a decade. There is, however, one significant technical setback that truly threatens your enjoyment. And that is hard crashes. In my nearly 100 hours of playtime, the game crashed or froze more than 5 times, oftentimes when attempting to summon other players. Overall, this isn't a bad crash to gameplay ratio, but if the game consistently freezes when you are trying to summon someone to help you beat a frustrating boss, this can impede your progress, at least for a few hours. This is especially the case near the end of the game, when the difficulty spikes significantly, and there are few remaining areas on the map to explore. Fortunately, I haven't experienced any crashes recently, so hopefully the issue has been dealt with in the latest patch. A game for the ages. There's so much more to this game, but to be honest, much of that has already been covered in existing reviews. My goal was to present a different angle on the game, demonstrating that Elden Ring can appeal to even wider audiences than many think. You don't need the skill of an Elden Lord or gobs of free time to enjoy this game. If an old-timer like me can have such an unforgettable experience with Elden Ring, then perhaps you can too. Elden Ring is a masterpiece and a genuine gift to those who have been gaming since the 80s. Not only will this likely be Game of the Year, but for me, it's one of the best games I've played in years, if not decades. We're going to give Elden Ring for the PlayStation 4 a 9.5 boom out of 10. I hope y'all having a great day. Thanks to Anton for the review.